To our global CTKS family, we're grateful that you're here. All of us together make this one of the best communities on YouTube. Here, we use the world's leading indicator of price, the CTKS method, to give us X-ray vision across stocks, cryptos, Forex, commodities, and yields. So we can see what the top 1% in financial markets see before the move happens. That's a license to print money and a way to stay safe. Whilst others are panicked, we are calm. When others guess, we stack probabilities. We don't fall for hype or stories, we profit from reality. We know making just 3.5% per week is a 498% profit per year. We are the elite 1% in financial markets. Price moves in waves, so no matter if price is going up or down, please be kind to yourself, be kind to others, be dedicated and committed, and never blame. Instead, learn and grow into the best version of yourself. Let's see what the markets are doing today. Welcome back, Elite CTKS family. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Rule 22, price reflects reality. This is a really important rule and something that a lot of people don't just actually embrace. We need to look at the reality of the situation. Now, is the bottom in? When looking at price, we want to look for signs of accumulation, and we're seeing a lot of buyers stepping in to support price at the current time. Now, why would this be the case? And is the bottom in? The VIX is the fear gauge of the main market. To understand if the bottom is in, we must see the VIX confirming that. In other words, the bottom comes in when the VIX, after a VIX spike, retraces and keeps going. The critical question, is the VIX going to continue coming down? If so, the local bottom will be in. If the VIX continues up, the local bottom will not be in. Now, how do we check either way? Understanding how we look across charts and how we stack probabilities is what the elite 1% do, and that's what we do together. What makes us the elite 1% in markets is that we don't look at price in isolation. We use the CTKS method to stack probabilities, and one of the best ways to do that is to go to the homepage at CTKSmethod.org and download your cheat sheet to mastering price action. This free download is absolutely, undeniably powerful. It literally puts you in the top 1%. And if you scroll down a little bit more on the homepage, there's some helpful videos on how to fill it out and how to use it. When the US session opens up, we'll see the VIX actually sparking up and down. But in between there are some ways to just check where the VIX is going. If we open up the template from the Profiting Masterclass, just go into row 2. Just notice the Aussie dollar. It is currently under a level of resistance. This is a daily chart. We can also see that junk bonds has sold off quite significantly. The potential for the bottom to be in is actually quite high. The major thing driving the markets at the current time is the US government shutdown, which is currently the longest shutdown in history. When that ends, a lot of liquidity will hit the market and the VIX will drop. We're starting to see headlines like the end of the government shutdown is near. Here we're looking at Bitcoin on a daily basis since around the start of October, and we've seen it's come down quite significantly. That's caused a lot of people to lose confidence. But what actually caused this decrease in Bitcoin? Was it something fundamental to the crypto market? No, it was the VIX spiking. That is literally all it was. Now, is Bitcoin out of the woods? Not yet. We have to get above around that 110,000. And you can also see for about the past week, we've been just flatlining here. We're starting to get a localized breakout, which actually puts the 106 into target. But we must look at the structure to understand where smart money and the algorithms will buy and sell. The first thing that we need to understand is Bitcoin under a ton of resistance, structural resistance, or is it being supported by lots of structural support? The difference between those two things is extreme. For example, if we have a lot of overhead structural resistance up here, we would anticipate that Bitcoin's rally right now that's been occurring will fizzle out. But if we have lots of structural support underneath and light overhead structural resistance, we could get a pop in price. Always remember that price is always moving in a wave, always up and down, up and down. In the span of 24 hours, your particular chart that you're looking at can move up and down at least 4 times. So if you're looking for a it's only up scenario, that is unfortunately retail. That is the 99%. We don't do that here. We just stack probabilities. We also embrace reality and we make our decisions by structure. So what is the structure? Let's just turn on the indicator that the elite service members use. Okay, so what we can see around the 107,200, there is overhead structural resistance. Around that 103,500, structural support, and that band between 101,800 and 103 is fantastic. This is a lot of structural support. So even if we have a wave down, we've got a first line of defense around that 103,500 and further structural support inside the market. Now, what could cause things to move? Well, a lot of the issue right now is the US government shutdown. And it appears because they're starting to get agreement between the Democrats and Republicans on opening the government. It looks like it's only a matter of time before the US government opens and things go up again. Now, smart money loves to do the opposite of what people think, so inhabiting lower structural levels is a really good play. The institutions are always trying to shake out people who don't understand what they're doing. But if the VIX comes down, such shakeouts will be very short-lived. A signal that I've been using really effectively recently, and thank you so much for everybody who reached out and directly messaged me saying that this has been helping them as well, is the Aussie dollar. Now, the Aussie dollar moves inversely to the VIX, so when the VIX is going up, the Aussie dollar typically comes down. When the VIX comes down, the Aussie dollar typically comes up. Now, what we've seen is the VIX retracing at the current time. Now, the structure on the Aussie dollar is actually really important to bear in mind at the moment. So we're seeing a bit of a wave down, a little bit of a negative momentum. Now, let's pop on the elite service member indicator. We can see all of this, particularly strong structural support around that 64.86 and just below 64.90. Now, this is really important because if we didn't have strong structure underneath these areas, for example, if we had a really big negative CTKS gap, which we don't have, but you can see the structure looks very much like Bitcoin structure. Using Forex to predict crypto, to predict the stock markets, that is top 1% stacking of probabilities. So it's looking pretty damn good from the Aussie dollar perspective. Now, why is this important? Why do we need to know the momentum of the market? If the momentum of the market is negative, as Bitcoin comes down 1%, the alts can bleed 5 to 10% down. And of course, it goes the absolute other way. As Bitcoin comes up 1%, the alts can rally 10% or even more. So momentum in terms of what Bitcoin is doing and the risk-off or risk-on sentiment inside the market is vital. It's the vital first step. The other thing that you can do to keep your eyes on the direction and momentum of the market is to look at the futures. The S&P 500, the NASDAQ futures, the Dow, and the Russell futures. And this is a template available from the masterclass, this profiting masterclass. So you can see that the S&P 500 on a daily basis has been making its way down for quite some time. A degree of mean reversion is absolutely on the cards. And also, any positive news will create upside momentum in terms of the government reopening. So there's a couple of factors that should yield some positive price action in the next 24 hours. But we always prepare ourselves for things not going our way. That's why we must embrace the reality of the price chart. But so far so good, things are looking fairly positive. And the potential for the bottom to be in is actually quite high. From the Profiting Masterclass, I say it's really important to look at your money chart, the chart that you put money into, and also look at total crypto market cap and Bitcoin if you're investing or trading inside the crypto market, and also to look at those to gain risk on and risk off sentiment across the main markets. We can see here total crypto market cap has come up across the weekend. Now, what is this level of structure? And this is going back until the 6th. So let's throw on the Elite Service Member indicator just here so we can understand what's cooking. Total crypto market cap is currently 3.49 trillion. We can see that we've got some really good levels of structural support around 3.48. Now, this is vital for the crypto market to hold this area. So you can just think about this little clip down. That's structural support. If we start to lose that, there is a lighter structural support just above the top here and the top here. That's important to be able to read through total crypto market cap to your charts, be it Solana, Doge, XRP, ADA, whatever it is. Please let me know in the comments, are you doing the daily cheat sheet? Or are you using the Profiting Masterclass template to go through in under 5 minutes? Now the key here, if we get structural support, we've got a positive CTKS gap up to 3.6 trillion. This is a very, very nice thing if it occurs. Now, we also must bear in mind that the market doesn't always go the way we want. If we start to lose this 3.46, we'll get negative targeting to the 3.39 and triangle this whole move out. That's why it's absolutely vital to know your structural levels. If we zoom out a bit and just put the analysis that we were looking at a few days ago, pretty much a week ago, we've seen this GW, this gravitational well, just hold price. And that's what GWs are for. If you've done the Profiting Masterclass, you know how important GWs are. We're starting to get a reaction away from this GW. Always remember, the price is just simply moving in a wave. If people promise you certainty, those people are not top 1%. The top 1% handle uncertainty. If you think about your own life, life is uncertain. However, one thing is really certain. When people see negative price action, they scatter, they run from the dance floor, only to come back and buy at the top, and then cycle over and over and over again doing that. The top 1% understands this, and that's exactly who you are. The top 1% understand that you don't need certainty, you need a strategy to profit from uncertainty. Life is already uncertain. We seek to create certainty where there is none through stories. The top 1% don't do this. Remember that little cartoon I showed you? All of those people were in the market because price was going up. When retail floods in, the top 1% gets a little bit scared because we understand the market is overheating. One extremely powerful rule that you can use is Rule 268. CTKS structure determines price waves. You saw in total crypto market cap how the whole market came down into a GW, a gravitational well, and has since broke out. This is signifying the bottom is either in or very close to in. Those lines that you see on price charts are actually formed through level 1 and level 2 standard certification. Level 2 standard certification is where all the magic happens, and you can see there's quite a bit to it. They are not simply random lines. And the CTKS method is an institutional grade edge that you apply each and every day. First, we start with the cheat sheet, and then we mark up the charts through level 1 and level 2 standard certification. The service marks up all of the cheat sheet tasks or charts through level 1 and level 2. It saves an enormous amount of time, but you can just learn it yourself, how to mark up your charts and mark up whatever you would like. Then we look into the daily structure. Now we seek to understand the momentum and we seek to understand the support and resistance through the daily structure. Then we can go into the monthly models and see what three-dimensional risk management paths are being followed. Either the positive, the negative, or the neutral. Now, if you're getting negative price momentum inside the monthly structural model, the long view forecast models will be negative. And negative price structure is typically caused by interactions between row 1 and row 2 of the cheat sheet. Whilst many people have stories on where price could go, we know where price is getting bought and sold. And that CTKS structure, those dotted lines, they replace doubt. An important thing about structure tells us where the algorithms will seek to sell price action down or to support it up if it flips. Structure is always read to the right, not backwards to the left but to the right. You know the buys and sells are already known. So when you see news like this, Bitcoin and crypto sell-off reminiscent of post-2000 .com crash, we must validate all of this news through CTKS structure, intercorrelation and interconnection. We just don't read news stories, we make sure we understand the pulse of the market. Remember that news stories are always the same, they just reflect current price action, but not tomorrow. It's very important to stay really positive, doing daily positive affirmations for abundance, financial success, and happiness. When I was teaching first and second year statistics at university, there were so many ways for people to learn. Now, I understand that music is a really good way to learn. So Kate and I created this particular channel on YouTube. Just put the @CTKSmethod and hit the search and you will find this CTKS music. If you just scroll down a little bit on the videos tab, you will see down here there are a lot of different things and the CTKS Creed is one of them. This is a completely new way to learn, but I'm going to throw this particular video in for you so you can listen to the Creed by music. Now, why would we do this? Because you can actually just listen to that music, it's absolutely free, and just have it on loop. Kate and I are active traders, that's what we do each and every day. Believe me, it's really important to do. After the music, after the CTKS Creed, I'll go through the cheat sheet.
The CTKS Creed, daily positive affirmations for abundance, financial success, and happiness, yeah. I know the universe wants me to succeed. Every day I show kindness, integrity and gratitude. I know opportunities and life resets daily. I am worthy. I go slow to go fast. I start small and scale with BORSOG. Life pullbacks give me strength for for the next life rally. I am dedicated and committed. I win or learn and never blame. I win or learn and never blame. No, no, no. I always saw my problems with positive excellence. Positive excellence. All results come from the mind. A better mind creates better outcomes. Better habits create a better life. Better life. Better life. I am grateful that I can be more of a financial blessing to myself and those I love. To myself and those I love.
If you found a new knowledge gem or learnt something new, please share it in the comments. We are a community of abundance, not scarcity. If you're new, we would love for you to become part of our global family. All you need to do is smash like, subscribe, press the notification bell, and comment on what time it is now. Doing this shows that you are committed to forging a better life for yourself and the ones that you love. With financial literacy, you can become recession-proof. Trading and investing are lifelong professions. Tourists visit during bull markets only to get wiped out, but professionals stay no matter the market conditions because they know that making just 3% per week is a 365% return per year. We are the elite 1% in financial markets. You will create security and financial freedom in direct proportion to your willingness to learn and grow, and never blame. If you commit, your world will improve immediately. If you're going through a life pullback, our love and healing thoughts are with you. The sun will come out again. There is always hope. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Show gratitude and happiness, and you'll already feel richer today, and today is all we ever really have. Kate and I very much look forward to joining you again in the next video.